Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. Today, with some very, very big news, the positive and the negative. We are talking about why Bitcoin is going down at the moment, why it has been red for the last 2 days. We are also going to talk about very big news coming from Asia for Bitcoin and the entire crypto space. Billions upon billions of dollar flowing into the system. And then also we are going to talk a little bit about decision time in the US, about the regulations, and finally we are going to talk about VeVe, upcoming drops, VeVe news, Ecomi and VeVe news, the NFT space also in general, because there are always some very new things coming out from the NFT space. And yeah, my stream says, or my streaming platform here says that I'm dropping in frames. Maybe you can confirm in the chat, or maybe not. Anyways, I want to, before we start, quickly remind you that I'm not a financial advisor, so please do your own research before you ape full degen into the crypto thingies that we are talking about here, especially before you ape full degen into Ecomi, VeVe, or any other altcoins. But also, I want to thank each and every one of you who is a channel member and grinding on these live streams with me. Also, every one of you like Smarty Pants and Blaze who are here every good morning stream. And I hope that that regulates itself a little bit. Maybe, yeah, I'll just look here. Yeah, I don't know why network connection would be bad, because I'm like on 250 Mbit optic fiber cabled in, so it shouldn't happen, but you never know. Cine PooTube says good evening. Yeah, okay, so I got my coffee locked and loaded here. My rare hodler's behind me, so to say. So this is my, today it's the VeChain mug from February. Yeah. So I hope every one of you who can has their coffee locked and loaded, ready to go. And we are going to talk about why we are... Some people wrote this is a huge dump. It's not. Okay, it's good now, says Blaze. I hope you guys can see the chat in there, up there as well. I think that should, yeah. So we are good here. The chat should be rolling in right now. How much OMI do you have? I have 2 million OMI at the moment, but I'm looking at acquiring the next million in a bit. Although I do not feel the pressure right now, because prices are getting better and better by the day, it seems. So yeah, I hope I can drop my average right through the 3 zeros, something like that, because I've waited a lot since I acquired those 2 million. No dropping here, all smooth, sounds good. Okay, so let's start into the topic. Why is this dropping, where we are, and I want to first relate this to European numbers, actually. Let's get my face out of the way a little bit more so that you can see it. This one here has been posting yesterday, or was posted yesterday. It says breaking UK April core CPI inflation surges. And this is while rate hiking. So in the UK, core CPI, and the core CPI is the relevant CPI for making decision about rate hikes. And although the UK economy is already, why is Brave sending me advertisement right now? While the UK is already suffering, that core CPI is going up, and that's a bad sign, because usually you want to have the core CPI going down. Overall inflation rates in the UK went down, right? So this is the biggest annual increase on record, and this is how it looks in the history. So basically, in the beginning of 21, the core inflation in the UK went on tear, went into a bull market basically. Everything got expensive. The UK, especially in Europe, started suffering a lot. And then they started rate hiking and it leveled out, but now it's rising again. So they might be at this point of no return there with the pound, right? But we will see. So is this only temporary? Is this driven by one single specific factor or event? We don't know. But this is when Europe opened all in red, and this could, so to say, contribute to why Bitcoin is going down at the moment. Guys, if you enjoyed this stream, then please smash the like button for me, because this is actually, it's like a like is like a donation, right? So thanks for the like, and with that, let's go on. Did you go for the Cryptois drop? In the end, I did not. I did not. I don't know if it sold out, honestly. But yeah, if it didn't, maybe. But in the end, I thought it's too much. Like 40 gems is too much. But considering for what we spend 50 gems on a blind box drop on VeVe sometimes, that was not too much, maybe. Yeah, okay. So then CNN Business is coming out here and says UK inflation surprise for all the wrong reasons. So here's a little bit more information in the article. So the inflation, the overall inflation dropped back below 10%, and I hope you can see this here, in April, but didn't fall as sharply as economists were expecting, and one crucial measure of prices rose further to hit a 31-year high. Consumer prices rose 8.7% last month compared with a year ago, down from 10.1% in March. The Office for National Statistics said that on Wednesday, economists had forecasted an annual rate of 8.2%. So yeah, that's obviously then not, it didn't meet the expectations, right? The rate of inflation fell notably as the large energy prices, as the large energy price rises seen last year. We were not repeating this April, but was offset partially by increases in the cost of secondhand cars and cigarettes. So offset by increases in the cost of secondhand cars and cigarettes. Now, the latter it's a bad thing in Europe in general. Like, so many people smoke, and it's not against smokers in general. I just don't know why. So I cannot understand. I'm not a smoker. I cannot understand how you can smoke, but I know that a lot of people do. But what's really bad is there's so many people smoking, right? In Germany, for example, so many people smoking, and I've lived years in Brazil, and it's not even close. In Brazil, they're not even close to the smokers that you have here. Anyway, the cigarette industry happens to increase the prices there. I don't know why you would even consider cigarettes in a basket of consumer goods, in that sense that you need to look at for inflation, because honestly, that's not an essential good, right? Everyone, if there was really a crisis, like everything would be collapsing, then probably smokers would get rid of cigarettes first. Even then, maybe, I don't know, but that's what I would do. But the cost of secondhand cars, that is interesting in my opinion, because it basically means that a ton of people probably cannot afford the new cars, so they go for the secondhand cars, and then there is a shortage and prices go up. So that's how I would explain that. However, prices in general remain substantially higher than they were in the this time last year, with annual food price inflation near historic highs. Food prices increased 19.1% in April, slightly down from 19.2% in March, which was a 45-year high. So they're basically 0.1% below the 45-year high here. But 20%, I mean, if food prices increased only in 1 month by 20%, this is conditions that Europe didn't know before. They only knew from the news from other countries. Angry Lotus says smoking here has faded out a ton, but now people vape all over the place. But vaping, I can live with that way better as a normal person, because what happens here is, like, if you go into the company or so, you have 4 smokers waiting for you at the door, and you cannot get into the door without inhaling a good cloud of that stuff. Whereas when they're vaping, it's like, yeah, it's like steam with a little flavor or something like that. Or let's say you are on a sunny day, you want to get some ice cream, you want to sit down, drink an espresso, and so on. And the guy, like 4 people next table are smoking. You cannot enjoy your stuff because they are smoking, right? So that's crazy. Yeah. Angry Lotus also says, at least it smells like cotton candy. Yeah, or something else like this, right? So I need to turn that off, by the way. The DaveRist.eth is here. Good morning, DaveRist. Good to see you. And has a red circle there. That looks good. Fed officials less confident on the need for more rate hikes. So now we get in the bullish territory here, and in a second we are getting really, really in the bullish territory. But that right there before was, in my opinion, why we dropped in the Bitcoin price, and the real reason we will see in a second then. Now, it seems that the Fed doesn't see the need for another rate hike, which means that we could actually get the next meeting a pause in the rate hikes, right? So it says here, additional policy firming may be appropriate. The Fed appears now to be moving towards a more data-dependent approach in which myriad factors will determine if the rate hiking cycle continues. Participants generally expressed uncertainty about how much more policy tightening may be appropriate, the minutes said. So this is the Fed minutes coming out. Many participants focused on the need to retain optionality after this meeting. So it seems they are divided. It seems that probability is more like 50-50, 40-60 or something like that. Yeah, that's something good, right? Then just a quick one. I thought this was funny because that's really well made. Because that's basically how the economy in a money printing state works. So you have basically where we were or where we are is like inflation is high. Then they raise the rates. They say we get a soft landing. We dump into a recession. Yeah, we fall down. Then they get up by lowering rates and printing money again. The economy is weak, so they have to do quantitative easing, which leads to high inflation and so on. So that's a very well-made meme for actually how the cycle works in every country, given that the country actually can maintain this rhythm and is not breaking in the process. And as it seems, like countries like Argentina already fell off the cliff, right? They dump and then they cannot get up anymore. They have to reset the currency or so. Yeah, but that's how it could be working. Next one here, and now it's really bullish because this one came out yesterday. Basically, rumors are already out since a while, and that is Hong Kong greenlights some retail crypto trading, and that with the sum it means that it's some cryptos that can be bought in Hong Kong. And obviously Bitcoin and Ethereum are among them, but also some other altcoins. And why is this so big? Because Hong Kong has a ton a ton of people wait, and a lot of money waiting to get into crypto, billions of dollars, right? So yeah, late Monday night, Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission said it would allow retail investors to trade certain crypto assets beginning next month. So at the 1st of June, this will be allowed on registered trading platforms. So they basically regulated the space and release crypto here. Guys, 15 people here in the morning stream. Appreciate that a lot. Sorry for not being online on the last days, but work was crazy. Please smash a like if you enjoy this one, so that more people can see this video, but because that's how YouTube works. Thanks for the like. And yeah, so the move was widely expected, with the announcement marking the end of a request for public commitment it put out in February on its proposed regulatory requirements around retail trading in crypto. The new guidelines are part of a broader effort of Hong Kong to become a global crypto hub. That's important. Hong Kong wants to become a global crypto hub. Why is this? Keep that in the back of your head when we are talking a little bit about what is happening also around all of this, right? So that ambition is in sharp contrast with China, which banned crypto trading in 2021, and actually it's not. Keep that in the back of your head, because now it's getting more and more interesting. So then the official news came out: Hong Kong to open crypto exchange access, and maybe we can see in this article which cryptos are in here. There was a list somewhere, but basically I can still get some of them off the top of my head. That was included was Chainlink, Bitcoin, Ethereum, obviously Avalanche was in there, and then some other of the bigger cryptos that you will be trading. But even if Ecomi is not part of the cryptos that are released in Hong Kong, which makes sense because there's almost no exchanges for Ecomi at the moment. Nevertheless, even if your favorite crypto is not on these Hong Kong exchanges, the pure fact that they can buy Bitcoin will pour money into Bitcoin, which leads someone somewhere in the rest of the world to take profits on Bitcoin and purchase an altcoin. And that's how that money from Hong Kong and maybe other countries in Asia that have not yet released the allowance for crypto trading, this money will come in the overall market nonetheless. So that's why it's so bullish. Now look at this also. CZ has come out and said CCTV, China Central Television, so the government-driven television, which is basically the only one that they have, probably, just broadcasted crypto. It's a big deal. The Chinese-speaking communities are buzzing. Historically, coverages like this lead to bull runs. Not saying past predicts the future and not financial advice, but this is one of the most influential persons in the world. This was seen only 2.2 million times. And here is a link to the video, which I'm not going to play because we all don't speak Chinese. But actually, we could just pull this up here. Yeah, I don't know what that means. But yeah, okay, so this is an article, it's not the video, but there was somewhere there was a video also around this, where they were saying basically that where the Chinese Central Television was reporting about the Hong Kong news that you have seen before, and that goes in the. You remember I said keep in the back of your head that Hong Kong tries to be a new digital crypto hub, an innovative space there, and Hong Kong is leading the charge there in Asia. China doesn't want to miss out on these innovation. Angry Lotus says once people in Hong Kong get Bitcoin or Ethereum, couldn't they just use DeFi to get anything else? Yeah, and I don't know how it exactly works, but probably they already can use DEXs with a VPN or something like that to get crypto. But this is about the retail investor. So you have to always see that they can get DeFi, but not the retail investors, like telling your own mother, like, hey, why don't you just use a DEX? Or just like they are like, what am I supposed to use? But then you have some of these crypto exchanges that make it really easy for retail to get into crypto, and these are allowed to list some of these coins, and then all of that retail money is going into crypto. So I think that's the big difference, that why this is happening. Now then also there was where's this article? Yeah, so okay, so this was from a podcast. So Cathie Wood said that the US is losing the Bitcoin movement. So that was interesting. I don't know why this was an article originally, but nonetheless, the headline says it all. Because Cathie Wood has been very bullish on Bitcoin and very bullish on innovation. Her investment firm ARK Invest has an innovation, oriented ETF for investors to go in. So Cathie Wood basically says that if the US doesn't become a digital innovation hub, they are losing out on the whole Bitcoin thing. Just as Hong Kong is betting on that horse of Bitcoin and innovation, and these countries, they don't want to miss out on all of the crypto innovation once it's getting big. And I mean, every country now has to deal with crypto in some way, with digital currency in some way, as they are all about to launch CBDCs in crypto. And now, what's important here right now, when we're looking at the charts, for example, we have to see that this is a very small decline in Bitcoin, right? But it could get worse if the US debt ceiling crisis is not resolved, and we could see a dump here. If it is solved, we could see a massive pump, because first of all, that means that they are allowed to print money in the system. But overall, I think the big news are piling up and coming in from the 1st of June, from the beginning of 1st of June, we have so much news. So let's try to recap which news. So Hong Kong will allow by 1st of June crypto trading with these registered exchanges and with these limited 15 cryptocurrencies or so. That is coming. On the 5th of June, Apple will present their Apple virtual reality headset, which is extremely big for the NFT space, but overall also for innovation in that whole sector. Like metaverse tokens will benefit a ton if this is good. NFT tokens will benefit, NFTs in general will probably benefit, and so on. Now, the third thing is that also around the 5th, also the SEC has to release the Hinman documents. If you haven't seen that yet, check out my latest video on this. So if they release this could spike an altcoin season, or let's say more buying pressure on altcoins, if that turns out to be good news, and so on. So there is a lot of stuff, a lot of bullish stuff coming out, and then also with the longer term view of us heading into a bull run together with, maybe there's still this recession time, right? This soft landing, but smooth, light recession, as they say, mild recession, that could be coming on. But there is another reason, and this is everyone who is a veteran on this channel knows what I'm talking about. There is another reason why, let me get this over here, why Bitcoin is going down. It's the simple fact of that actually what we have been monitoring here with the DXY, so the dollar traded against other currencies, has all come true. When we were online in the last weeks here, we have watched closely this breakout out of this trend line. You guys know that we have called this. I have said that I'm worried about this retest and further continuation to the upside, plus that this is looking like a double bottom. So unfortunately, for now, this has been true. And since we have already broken this moving average here on the daily, we could be rallying up to this moving average at least, and then maybe get here something like a lower high and then drop back again. I hope that this happens, but as long as the DXY rallies, Bitcoin is going to go down. It always has been like this. These two drops here are our latest pumps in Bitcoin. And this is the dump between them. So if we look at Bitcoin, that's the dump, right? These are where DXY was correcting, these two pumps here, and so on. So there is a very, very strong inverse correlation between this DXY, which represents how the dollar is getting stronger and weaker, and the overall Bitcoin price. And even if you draw this out in the macro, right, look at the macro, this entire period here is our last crypto bear market, and this is what we have been in right now since November. This was front running our bottom of the Bitcoin bottom in 2022 in the end of the year, and I think 22nd of November we had seen our Bitcoin bottom, and that was right here when the DXY corrected so hard. And even if you draw this more out, you will see that here the yellow line is the inception of Bitcoin. That's when Bitcoin came up first, and all of these pumps here, this is huge Bitcoin bear market, and all of the corrections to the downside, huge Bitcoin bull market. This was the last bull market, and this is the last bear market, bull market, and so on. So it works all the time. So if we were to continue our rally here, then we would see more downside. But in the macro, if you look at the macro here, or even for the weekly, right, and we just get this a little bit out here, we see we have spiked here and we have corrected sharply. So even if we have something like a bear market rally, what we really need to see is for Bitcoin, for the DXY to collapse here down, really to collapse down to these levels, collapse down and maybe even fall out of this, and then we will have our massive bull run at hand, right? If you see these two here, get a little bit larger here, these two were the last bull runs. If we see that these were the two last bull runs and this is the beginning of our bull run, then what happens if we really fall down here, have this, have something like a mountain range here, and get completely wrecked on the dollar, right? Then we would have like a mega bull run if that would happen in crypto. So we are going to monitor these developments here on the DXY closely, and we hope that this is not taking out this high and coming back for another massive pump. But we are going to look at this, and but keep in mind that while this is happening, Bitcoin is correcting while this is happening, and it will rip down Omi with it. So that's for sure what's going to happen. Let me quickly get up Omi here for you guys, the Omi price, while we are talking about this, because people were talking about a potential Omi reversal. So Mark Dobson says, I used to be a big fan of your channel, but I must admit that the excessive use of clickbait video titles has significantly deterred my interest. I'm sorry that you feel that way, but honestly, you have to see one thing. If you want to make something, if you want to make something happening on YouTube, you have to put out thumbnails that can compete with the other 20 thumbnails on YouTube. This is just how it is. It's like in a product in the store. It's like when they put on a product, yummy, it's so good, right? Yeah, that's basically clickbait as well. Honestly, there is a difference between a title where a title and a thumbnail that is just attracting a lot because of the what the fuck, for example, from today, right? Many people were feeling like that because we have so much bullish news, like the Hong Kong news, but still Omi is, still Bitcoin is going down and the DXY is going up. Many people don't understand that. So that's the reason why I put out this thumbnail. I think a clickbait would be if I put something up that's actually not in the video. And then that again, yeah, that would be then misleading. But I hope you can forgive me for putting out these titles, because that's the only way how someone can grow on YouTube. And I must admit, it works. If it wouldn't work, I wouldn't do it, right? So yeah, here we are at Omi. So sorry about that, Mark Dobson, but unfortunately that's how the game is played. Orchard Gaming, thank you for the $4.99 donation, the $5 donation. Have you looked into ordinals or BRC20 tokens yet? BRC20 market caps are so low. Yeah, it's true. And I have taken a little bit of a look. They have something like some Pepe frogs, so they are heavy in the memes. I did look a little bit around, but it seems so far that almost everything on ordinals is either NFTs or meme tokens. So I'm still on the lookout for something with a big use case that you really can purchase in on a low market cap that actually can then bring out stuff in the bull run, right? News in the bull run where this one can ride on. So thanks a lot for that donation and for supporting the channel, obviously, here. And yes, you are right, market cap is super low, and for a little smaller amount investment, such a degenerate play can pay off heavily. Cine Poo Tube says, PH living the videos. I'm living the videos, and you probably said loving the videos, but either way, I'm very happy about that feedback, so thank you guys. Energy is in the house with the red circle and the party. Bring it on. And Angry Lotus says, the game sucks, but your content is good. Thank you so much. Yes, it sucks. And honestly, if just a normal type... there is always this fight, right? There's always this fight where I want to... what I want to put in the title, which is really the content, and what I have to put in the title so that video gets any clicks, right? So there's no point in making a good video that takes me hours to produce and to think about, and how I put this together, and then 50 people seeing it. So yeah. Nameless says, love my ass. Loman Mick is flooring all of his You Are Luke. Hello, by the way. Welcome to the stream, Nameless. And I didn't know that, but honestly, I think Ultra Rare Luke was pretty high in price. Probably a lot of people had gambled on this. I don't have one. But if he's flooring all of them, then there is a chance for someone else grabbing them, right? Okay, so as I said, let's look at Omi, because we had also this thing, we had talked about it. on this channel. You guys know this because you are here every day. We have lost this major support. We have bounced or hit our head here and headed lower, and now we are evaluating what's seeing. I have called when we hit our head here. I said that I expect us to go down to this 0005 level again. So there is still a way to go. We have come down here massively many times. We have tested this new support line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, as you can see here. So if you look at this very closely for OMI, then we have knocked on wood so many times here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, and we are about to come down for another time. And every time you hit support line, you are going to weaken it. So if we do not get our bounce here right away, and by the way, this moving average is pressuring us to the downside. You see this, we come up in the range of this moving average, and then we immediately get hit down because there's probably traders trading based on this moving average, based on putting their sell here and then here and then here. So either that or the moving average is obviously also derived by these sell walls. So there is still selling pressure on OMI. There's no denying that. Morning, Luke. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you here. Also, Luke, every day grinding all those YouTubers channels, putting in his effort to support us, to support everyone here. That is so good to know. Thank you for that, Luke. Yeah. So what I was basically saying here also as well, guys, don't get too excited because everyone got excited on every single pump. 3 green candles don't make a new bull market because we see them here, we see them here, we see them here, and always after 3 days of green OMI there is some red OMI, and now we are almost back to the lows, and we will see if this can hold, and if not, I expect us to go down to 0005. And I think if you feel that you do not have enough OMI, then I believe you still have time for buying OMI until the news of OMI to NFT come out. But and there is a good chance for that. Mark says, I genuinely appreciate your honest feedback and thoughtful response. I acknowledge the need to readjust my expectations moving forward. I have immense respect for you and your continued input. Thank you so much. And as I said before, sorry about that, but you have to play the game out there. Unfortunately, it is like that. Maybe if you have thousands more of subscribers that watch you every day, you can go a little bit back on that. But honestly, if you want to make videos every day for your fan base, your people, let's say, not to say that everyone that watches me is a huge fan, but what I want to say is that there are a lot of people that want to digest that input, and you basically get rolled over by all of these other YouTubers that are playing that game very, very good. And yeah, you have to compete. If you don't compete, you're going away. And you have seen, for example, also we are, as YouTubers, we are in a bear market right now because no one cares from the retail side about crypto. You have to see that I have 2,000 more subscribers than when the bull market ended. Yet with that only, let's say only 1,000 subscribers, I had 4 times the clicks on the videos, right? So that's just facts. We are in a bear market, and if you see who you were following, for example, from Ecomi and VeVe, many of them don't do videos anymore. That's just the pure facts. Many of them don't do videos anymore, or they don't do the frequency of videos anymore, or they don't care anymore about their channels because they are not growing. And there are quite honestly, some people that haven't grown in a bit. So yeah, that's what's happening. Just wanted to let you know that. So let's quickly look at some NFT news, which I also found interesting. NFT ticketing dishes out a punch at Mixed Martial Arts League. So NFT ticketing is going into mixed martial arts. Professional Fighters League will use tickets, becoming the latest sports body to explore the Web3 ticketing functionality. And we know that VeVe has already done NFT ticketing, in the sense that they have launched a ticket stub for the James Bond ticketing. There are only 7 of them. I hope that they get back to doing more of this. Ian says, hey PH, got myself a partner statue yesterday. Lots of saving got me there. What is a partner statue worth today? 2.3k still, or 2,000 still? But congratulations. I mean, partner statue is a big one. And I really hope that this one is going to go crazy in price, for you to either enjoy that value of the partner statue or to take some really good profit. That I really hope. Yeah, non-fungible tokens use case and so on, yada yada. So that Fighters League features a season format that differs from the massively popular Ultimate Fighting Championship. Has partnered with Web3 firm Crosstower to roll out NFT tickets powered by Ripple's XRP ledger. So again, good news for XRP here. The launch of the tickets will coincide with the start of 2023 fighting season and marks the 5th year since the PFL began. And funny also that they are betting on Ripple right when these positive, hopefully positive turnout here comes in the Ripple case. So yeah, that's going to be good. That is good from the NFT space, and there is a lot to do with the with these NFTs. So there was something about what they are actually going to do. Yeah, so the NFL's NFT tickets are minted on the Polygon blockchain and feature different animated visual elements, which is good. World Rugby, the sports governing body, also called for potential partners to explore the use of NFTs. So all of these sports firms somehow go into NFTs. And there is also the app Chili's, who is already tokenizing fan engagement for over 150 football clubs, which is also a very, very interesting project, which I'm invested in as well. Ian says, took someone to court recently and got me thinking how easy AI could make fake evidence like emails. Think important emails will all be NFTs to prove the authenticity. Yeah, that is a very good point. How do you ensure that the authenticity of your if you want to bring on authenticity for emails, but then again, it's bad for the people that do shady stuff, right? To have an NFT based or blockchain based authenticity for your for your crimes, basically. That wouldn't be so good, right? Yeah, so we also have NFT news from VeVe, the VeVeVerse update. We continue to make good progress on the VeVeVerse. However, as with all technologies with many moving parts, a few unexpected complications have arisen, particularly with the asset conversion. There are almost 1,000 collectibles to be converted and reviewed. Whilst we are making progress on these, the time required to review and perfect the assets is taking longer than anticipated. Additionally, after some feedback, we are making a number of interface improvements, ensure the VeVeVerse is as easy to use as possible. At this stage, our intent is to have a handful of early testers running around in the VeVeVerse early next quarter. So we are then going into quarter 3 for the testing of a handful of early testers. We understand this is longer than expected, but it is important to us that we release a quality product. And honestly, from all of the delays with VeVe, that's the one delay that I actually like. I don't enjoy the delays on interoperability, OMI to NFT, OMI utility. All of that sucks. It sucks because I want to see that for OMI, right? But with the VeVeVerse, I really think they should take their time and also wait for the bull run to come on. So if I don't see the VeVeVerse for the next year or so, like until the halving, I'm good with that, right? If they keep beta testing the VeVeVerse until basically the bull run is on, I'm good with that. So I like that, and there's transparency in that, which is something that we have demanded for a long time. So this right there is actually positive, in my opinion. That's positive. Like, there are almost 1,000 collectibles to be converted and reviewed. That's also bullish, right? Because think about it. 1,000 different types of collectibles going to be available in that VeVeVerse. We were speculating when the demo was out if there will be Disney collectibles in the VeVeVerse, but right now I don't think there are 1,000 different collectible types if you take away all of the Disney brands, right? So actually, there's information in that post here that basically everything is going to be interoperable with the VeVeVerse. Bear is for work to happen, bull is for profit. I'm happy to wait. Yeah, Angry Lotus says it here. That's exactly what it is. But this is actually massive alpha, right? 1,000 collectibles to be converted and reviewed. That is big in my opinion. Let's quickly look at what else is happening with VeVe. Just going to refresh here. The reminder, Monster Hunter World Iceborne digital collectible will not be available in the store after 27th of May. So in 2 days, that one is going to be burned away and even more scarce. So all of the fans that got this, I didn't get this, are going to benefit from increased scarcity here. We get this comic today, which I will try to get if I'm not in a meeting right at this time. This specific comic is actually worth a ton in the real world. This is Spider-Man number 20, first appearance of the Scorpion. It's going to be scarce. It's going to it is worth a ton in the real world. So yeah. Energy says, hey PhD, do you still buy VeVe NFTs these days? As I said, right now I'm going to buy this one, or participate in the drop better. I did participate in the Fantastic Four drop as well. I got 2 uncommons. I'm a little bit sad about that one. Probably I'm going to buy the secret rare of that one, or I buy another secret rare of the Banshee comic, which also does only have 125 editions. I have 1 secret rare so far. The floor is sitting at $114. If someone would list one of these below $100, then I might grab another one of these. Then also there is a 1-of-1 artwork, which is always too expensive for me, because that's something where you can also get a partner statue. Honestly, I thought about just saving something for on the side to one time try to bid on one of these, but they all start at $1,500, and that's something for the bull run to do. Then they also come out with more Disney stuff, Little Mermaid pictures. That is good. More Disney stuff is always good. And this one here actually looks pretty cool, which is the second of the Sesame Street. Basically, we'll be able to probably in the future mount our entire Sesame Street to build our Sesame Street showroom, right? So this is animated as well, looking good. And they had these Marvels drop yesterday. They sold out the Marvel Mighties from Guardians of the Galaxy, which is good. So drop selling out. Scarcity seemed to be about right there. So that's what is coming up for VeVe here. Yeah. Then there was a very interesting thread here that I wanted to share with you about NFTs and enforced royalties, because that's something that also the IMX ecosystem allows now to, or allowed to do already, where the VeVe team could spread out the NFTs into that IMX ecosystem. So this Shah guy here is coming out and says NFTs will never make a comeback without enforced royalties. They'll actually die for good. Here's why. Without creator royalties, project founders and teams have zero incentive to continue to build for their community. With everyone's expectations nowadays on founders and teams, the amount of work needed to meet those expectations is more than you can imagine. And then we see here a tweet from an NFT project. It really is funny seeing the same people who pushed 0% royalties suddenly panicking about founders no longer having incentive to drive floor price. Can't make this shit up. So what it's saying here basically is from marketing to events to airdrops to hype, everything from A to Z costs money. You thought all NFTs were going to zero? Without creator royalties, even the good projects that are building great things will go to zero on a long enough time frame. Let me explain why. And you know that VeVe is not one of them, because all of the NFTs are bringing in royalties, which is the reason why prices are going down more than on other projects at the moment, because it cycles out gems in this closed ecosystem. But once this ecosystem isn't closed anymore, that downside goes away, but the positive factor of royalties is still there. So Project Mint, clothing brand, startup funding, creator royalties is clothing sales. Not a single Web2 company can survive paying for employees, marketing events just from the startup funding. But we expect Web3 projects to survive and thrive like this. Yeah, that's very true. And VeVe is still a startup. Yeah, without creator royalties, every single NFT project will die on a long time frame. May not be 1 year, may not be 3, but eventually they'll all be gone. Let's look at this video from pioneer of the NFT space early on, Gary V. And actually we could just look at this.
So how do artists benefit from NFTs?
The fact that the artists can continue to get royalties.
It's a revolution.
It's a revolution, Roger. I mean, like, my God, I could super understand the artists of the past who would be super sad. They would make a painting, the gallery they had a deal on would pay them a certain amount, and they'd wake up 11 years later and the thing's selling for $11 million and they got 8,000. You know,
and now no matter how many OpenSea transactions there are and beyond, always that 10-ish% that's going back to the creator.
I can't get over it.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to tell you. Like, to me, this is the greatest thing.
So how do artists benefit from NFTs?
The fact that the
yeah, that's what Gary V already knew early on, how good this thing is with the enforced royalties. The marketing that was used to onboard so many artists, visionaries, and pioneers in the space has been killed. When mass adoption, this was driving mass adoption more than anything else. And that's true, because if you have an ecosystem that can give these permanent royalties to artists, then you have the artists coming to you. And that's actually where there's a very positive point with VeVe, because VeVe is granting has deals with these artists, gets royalties 2.5% for VeVe and X% for the brands, right? So for the 6% to Disney, right? So Disney is making more than VeVe on the app from every transaction. So Disney has a very high incentive to be on a project that gives these enforced royalties, right? Basically what's happening then is make a fat bag of project mint and then leave. That's the incentive for artists without these royalties, right? You guys want floor price to go up, but what are projects getting out of floor price going up? Nothing if there's not a percentage. The Bored Ape has been the pioneer in the NFT space and is the project that has driven the most mass adoption. They've built cool shit and have made holders millions and millions off of airdrops and continue to drive innovations. They minted for 0.08 ETH. Think about that. So Bored Ape Yacht Club royalties in 2022, 32 million. And then Mutant Ape Yacht Club and other deed royalties are $75 million. So only from royalties they're like making killing, right? Angry Lotus says, hey, by the way, I know this is off topic, but did you hear Kozik died? Yeah, I did. We did discuss it on a morning stream, actually, yes. He has some VeVe collectibles too. Is the value of them changing? I think many people were speculating, right, when his death came out. So some people were buying, some people were selling. A lot of people were basically saying, okay, I have to have these right now because there's never coming more art of him. So usually when an artist dies, which is tragic because, I mean, Frank Kozik was very appreciated by many people. And it's always tragic, but the value of this art probably goes up, right, over time. Energy has to go for a meeting. Then see you, Energy, in the next one. Have a good meeting there. So I can see that on the. So if you really like the Frank Kozik stuff, it's probably better to get them in a couple of weeks from now or month when this speculation dies down of this going. When a big drop is coming out, some people might liquidate more of that. If you really want to have that for a good price, then probably wait a little bit longer. But long term, it could be that Frank Kozik stuff goes up. C. Leon says, hi PH, can you please update on the burning of Omi, i.e. how many has been burned to date? I can actually do that. Give me a second here. We could pull that up just as a last thing maybe. There must be some update somewhere here. Let's see if we can find any. I am looking at Jason Cologne's channel here, but honestly, the burns of VeVe are irrelevant at the moment because it's going to probably be burned all anyway soon, which is in the reserve wallet. This is what, there are no burn updates anymore by Jason Cologne. So I think, I think Omi Daily Burn has more burn updates. Let me see if he has that here. Yeah, Omi stats. I got him. There we go. So there you go. We have in the vault 127.8. I think he means billion, right? Omi. Oh no, that's purchases, gem purchase. So there we go. The reserve wallet has 43.1 billion Omi. What is that? Why is that million here? Let's see. There we go. Reserve remaining 160 billion Omi. There we go. That's the right stats here. So reserve remaining 160 billion Omi. Total burn 94.9 billion Omi. Omi circulating supply stats 1.156 Omi is already burned. 310 billion left. So 1 billion Omi has been burned from the circulating supply so far. Mainly 2021 when Omi to gem existed. So right now that's the only number that matters, right? So Jordan Mears, welcome to the fam. Just subscribe to the channel, appreciate it. Anyways, that's the number that matters. That's where the circulating supply comes in. Guys, I have to jump. This is the last information. Thank you so much for hanging out with me in this morning stream. I try to come on every morning, although that is not always happening. So with that said, thanks everyone. Smash the like on your way out if you haven't yet. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And wherever you are,